Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Join us in our campaign and shenanigans as we explore the subterranean labyrinths, plunder hordes of treasure, battle legendary monsters. This podcast will be following our gaming group and the adventures of these characters, as well as a few guests from time to time. Join us as we start a new campaign and our journey to experience the best, and maybe the worst, in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok's story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGPodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Hey guys, Jim here from Creative Playing Podcast Network. Welcome back to RPGADay 2016. It is August the 12th, which is, what game is your group most likely to play next? Well, I don't know about the group for sure, but I know the next game that we're going to be playing, as a group of people, is going to be Mutant Year Zero. We're going to be doing a demo day display of the game, and I'm going to be having a player group at Tucson Games and Gadgets on the 4th Tuesday of the month, playing Mutant Year Zero, which is a really great game from Odivius, which is it's based on the game Mutant Year Zero that's been around since 1984 in Sweden. One of the big concepts, it's a post-apocalyptic game where the group is playing mutants, that as you level will be getting more mutations, but the problem is in this game when you mutate you get physically weaker. So there's that whole you don't want to be mutated, but you don't want to be not mutated, because mutation does come with some cool powers. And one of the really cool concepts I like is the characters literally can be the character sheets can be photocopied out of the book. You pick, within 15 minutes you've made your character, and you're playing. And one concept that's really cool is the game has two basic concepts that are around it. Is you're trying to survive in the apocalypse, because you live in the Ark. Basically, that's your home base in what they call the Dawn World. It's the nest of intrigue, where there's multiple power struggles happening, because you know that there's an ancient that's basically the wise person who rules the Ark. But a lot of different gangs and things have taken over in the 200 or so people that live in your small community. And the ancient is one of the few people who actually knows, about the old world. And as you play in the game, you constantly get choices when you find equipment. Do you keep it for yourself, or do you contribute the equipment to the Ark? Because a lot of the equipment actually has in-game benefits that if you give it to the community, like say you find an electrical generator, you give it to the community, which then makes the community itself as a whole stronger, which gives you bonuses. Or can you keep it for yourself and basically for your team to selfishly use it as your team going out into the Dawn World? The other one is the aspect of literally that of when your group goes out into the zone, everything that's outside the Ark. One of the cool things that happens is there's a ton of different storylines that go in there. And if you do get the chance as a GM, read the storyline, which is a great storyline. I love when I read to the very end of the storyline and realized, wow, that's going to be cool for my players. Because if you can get to the end of the storyline as a player, there's a huge story-based reward that explains so much in this game. And of course, I don't want to give any spoilers, unless we do end up doing a full-time podcast of that. Which, actually, we may have to add that to our Indiegogo to see if maybe that'll be a goal we can reach. If we reach a certain amount, we'll make a Mutant Year Zero podcast separate from the Creative Playing Podcast Network, Ragnarok and Roll, and D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Like always, guys, make sure you're checking out our other podcasts, because we got the Creative Playing Podcast is going to have a new interview coming up this weekend from Cobalt Press about the awesome Book of Layers, and more importantly, the Tome of Beasts. I just got my copy, and it is a fantastic book. I mean, literally, it's almost twice the size of the Monster Manual in height. It's got about an extra 100 and some odd pages, and the cool monsters are really, really going to be fun to add into regular D&D games. Alrighty, so Mutant Year Zero. That's something you guys can look forward to hearing from us in about a month or so. Alright, guys. Like always, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And remember, be careful out there. There be dragons about.